Bonjour, class. How we doing, French 2? Hanging in there? You guys, we're about halfway through, actually maybe a little bit more than halfway through with all of our online learning and our fun video get-together. So let's get to it. Lesson 17. Make sure you're following along in your textbook because while I have nice pictures and some other activities up here, the main vocab is in your textbook and it starts on page 274. This week we are learning about different individual sports and activities. This was something that was requested on the survey, so I was like, I've got just the chapter for you. And we're also going to review body parts, which many of you learned in French 1. And then I have a little project for those of you who want to participate, just a fun at-home project that you can do. So hopefully we get some good ones. All right, starting with page 274, here we have a list of individual sports and activities. And just like in English, instead of saying that you play these things, like we play soccer, we play baseball, we play football, but other sports you don't really play them. Like you don't play swimming and you don't play ice skating. We say you do that. Right? Or I swim, or I ice skate. So in French, what's the word that means to do? Think about it. It's the verb faire. All of these activities are going to use faire to say that you do them. Let's learn the activities and then see how that works with the verb faire. Starting with right here, l'équitation, like equestrian. L'équitation. La natation. Move myself over. La planche à voile. La planche à voile. L'escalade, like scaling the mountain. L'escalade. La voile. This one is planche à voile because of the plank and the sail, windsurfing. And this is la voile because of la voile. La voile is the sail. Le patinage. Le patinage, specifically ice skating. Le jogging, bon, pas très difficile celui-là, le jogging, le VTT, le VTT. VTT is an acronym. It's the letters VTT, and it stands for Vélo tout terrain, all-terrain biking. Vélo tout terrain, ouais? Et finalement, la randonnée, la randonnée. Rambling around, going for a hike. There are a few more in your textbook, but when you look at them, you'll notice we've got some pretty easy cognates like le ski, le surf, le roller. So take a look at those and learn those just as well, but they're not as hard to learn as some of these that don't look exactly like the English word. Well, except for le jogging. Oui. All right, here's how you use these with the verb faire. So right here, this is l'équitation. If you want to say, I do equestrian, you say, je fais de l'équitation. De l'équitation. If you want to say, all of you go jogging, vous faites du jogging. Vous faites du jogging. If you want to say all of us, yes, are going swimming, nous faisons de la natation. Nous faisons de la natation. So you notice we have three things going on here. The first is if you have a vowel. Équitation starts with the letter E with an accent aigu. So it's je fais de l'équitation, D-E-L apostrophe. Over here, jogging is masculine. When I look this way, I'm looking at it, but to you guys it looks backwards, so I have to pretend, over here, jogging. Looking in a mirror. Vous faites du jogging. That's masculine, so you use du, D-U. And then down here, la natation, so right there. Nous faisons de la natation, because it is feminine, you use de la. All right, so you can do that in practice with the other ones that I have on here, with maybe some of the activities later. But now let's talk about the parts of the body, les parties du corps. Is this review for you guys? Let's find out how much you remember. It's also in your book on page 276, a slightly different drawing, but basically all the body parts are there. Répétez après moi. La tête, les cheveux, l'oreille, le cou, l'épaule, la main, le doigt. Down here at the bottom, le pied, la jambe, le genou, le ventre, l'estomac. Le ventre et l'estomac are basically the same word. It's the difference between l'estomac is clearly the stomach, et le ventre is like the belly. Ouais. Le coude, le bras, la bouche, le nez. Don't pronounce the Z, it's nez, like nasal. Le nez, l'œil. And when you have more than one eye, this is where it gets a little weird. Les yeux. Un œil, deux yeux. Oh, c'est bizarre ça. You can see how these are all spelled in your textbook on page 276. So I encourage you to look those over and practice. And if you want to practice with me, here's a song. I totally would have done this in class with you guys. I would have made you stand up. Levez-vous, classe, levez-vous. Okay? And we're going to chanter les parties du corps. 1, 2, 3. Tête, épaules, genoux et pieds, genoux et pieds. Tête, épaules, genoux et pieds, genoux et pieds. J'ai des yeux, un nez, une bouche et des oreilles. Tête, épaules, genoux et pieds, genoux et pieds. Ouais, bravo! Très bien fait, classe. Now you know your body parts. All right, what are we going to do with this time? I do have some practice pages on here if you'd like. Oh, I skipped a part. I was so excited about the body part song that I forgot this part of the flip chart. So turn in your textbook right now to page 278 because on that page there are also some things related to our bodies and how we're feeling and what we're doing. How to say you feel sick. You might have learned this in French 1. I honestly don't remember if you did, but one way to say that you feel sick is to say where it hurts. And in English, we would say it hurts on my head, or I have a headache, right? Or my arm hurts, or something like that. But in French, they have a very specific way of saying it. They say, j'ai mal, I have bad, I have hurt. And then you say the body part. So, j'ai mal à la tête. I have a headache. I have mal on my head. Oui? They say, oh, j'ai mal aux oreilles. I have bad in my ears. They say, j'ai mal au bras. Like I hurt my arm. I have badness on my arm. So that's how you can talk about how you're feeling. So what might this poor girl say? Elle est malade. She is sick. Elle a mal à la tête, peut-être. Elle a mal à l'estomac. Elle ne se sent pas du tout bien. This guy right here, though, he's feeling pretty good. Il n'a pas mal du tout. So some ways to say that you're feeling good. Je me sens en forme. Je suis en bonne santé. Ça va bien. Je n'ai pas mal. Okay, that's on page 278. So feel free to look those things over as well. All right, now we get to the thing I was really excited about, and that you can practice on this page. I'm scooting past it. Going. Le monstre. Oh, class. If we were together in class, this would have ended up being like a week-long cut and paste, really fun project. So make it a week-long project at home if you like to do these kinds of crafty things. You're going to create your own monster. If you have the materials to use construction paper or other colored paper and make one out and cut one out to make like almost a three-dimensional thing, feel free. Make whatever kind of monster you want. Label 10 different body parts, so that'll help you practice the body parts. Write a short paragraph. I know that sounds intimidating, but I'm going to show you what to do on the next slide. Tell us who the monster is. Use il s'appelle, elle s'appelle, what's their name, what do they like, il aime, elle aime, what kinds of things are going on, what are their body parts, and what do they do. And you should also have them doing some of the sports and activities from the first part of the vocabulary. Be bright, colorful, and creative with your monster. So here's an example that I made real quick. Coming up. Oh, regarde, il est mignon, n'est-ce pas? Super bien. Now I don't have him labeled, so if this were for the project, I would draw on a line out of each of these body parts and say, il a 3 yeux, les yeux. Oui, those are his eyes. La bouche, the mouth. Les dents, the teeth. Le bras, there's his arm. La main et les doigts, hand and fingers. La jambe, the leg. Et le pied, the foot. And as long as I get 10, I might have to add some ears or something on him. Oh, l'estomac. Oui, je peux parler de l'estomac. La tête, he's just one big tête. So I can talk about that. And then I wrote a paragraph about my little friend here. Mon monstre s'appelle Jean-Pierre. Il aime danser. Il n'aime pas manger les chats. Il préfère manger les chiens. Il a 3 yeux, une bouche, 2 bras et 2 mains. Il a 2 jambes et 2 pieds. Il a 10 dents. Il fait du skate et de la natation. Il est chouette. I also probably should draw him doing the skating and doing the swimming as part of the whole thing. But you get the idea. Make a monster. Make him cute or crazy or ugly or artistic or not artistic. It can be a stick monster. Write a short paragraph, label the body parts. That's how we're going to get our practice in this week. What do you think? Here's the checklist. Make sure the monster has at least 10 different body parts labeled. En français, class, this is French too, after all. And that your paragraph is complete and neatly written. And if you would, take a selfie with your monster. That's how we're going to send those in this week. So I can see you guys, your smiling faces, right next to your monster's smiling faces. All right, this of course will be on Google Classroom, so you can go back to the checklist. You can look at my paragraph and sort of model yours after that. But be creative, do your own thing, and have fun with that. Lesson 17, one of my favorite lessons. Hope you guys like it too. And I will see you next time. À bientôt. Au revoir.